Hi world! I'm going to talk about what I happen to think is the #1 way to make guests feel welcome in your home, and I bet you have never thought about this before. Stay with me. Can you guess? Okay folks, I am recording in November, so it's in the middle of fall, but this does apply all times of year, but I'm going to make it fall specific. That's because we're heading into serious guest visitor season. We have Thanksgiving coming if you're in America, and we have Christmas and all the other December holidays and celebrations. So a lot of times now when we're going to have guests and visitors into our homes, you can see behind me, there's my RV. I'm getting it prepped to do a head south because I'm up in the Pacific Northwest and I'm bloody cold here. You can see all the leaves are off the trees. Snow is in the forecast. It's going below freezing tonight. And I know you folks that have already had snow, you're thinking I'm a whiner, but nope, I'm heading south. Anyways, back to the story. What is the #1 room space that I think you should be making your guests feel welcome? Is the powder room. I talk bathrooms. You should have been able to guess that. Yes, I use English Canadian terms. I've been here most of my life. So for Americans who don't know the phrase powder room, it is also half bath. It is the room that has basically just a toilet and sink. But think about it, folks. This is where guests are left all alone in your home. It's a fact that when we are using the bathroom and doing bodily functions, this is when we, by nature, feel the most vulnerable. So this is one element of when we use someone's bathroom. We feel exposed because we're actually like exposing our body. It's also a time when all of a sudden it's quiet. So if there's been a fight outside, we're in there with our thoughts. If we're thinking about work, we're alone in our thoughts in there. And it's a time when we actually stop and we look around and we take in the space. We're not distracted by the noise of family and drinks and food and camaraderie or movies or television. This is a quiet space. So think about this. I'm going to walk you through just some ideas of what you want to consider in your own powder room that maybe you want to change. So here's your little test or experiment. The best thing that you can do. Stop, pour yourself a drink, a water, a coffee, take a minute, clear your brain, and now, as a guest, go in and use your powder room. When you walk in, what's the first thing that you see? If it's a mirror, you're seeing yourself, but is it nice? Are the edges, has it silvered? Or does it look great? Is it tired? Is it crooked if it's hanging? Look at that. Then stand there and look at your face in the mirror. What is the lighting like? Do you get all those downlights where you have the awful shadows? Well, guess what? You're not going to make your guest feel comfortable with themselves and happy in your space. They're going to look in the mirror and go, oh, it's been a long day. Maybe we should leave. Think about what you see when you look in the mirror. That's #1. How can you change it? If it's silvered, you can do things like glue wood frame around it. You can glue tiles on it. You could get a new piece. You could change the mirror. There's very inexpensive options that you can do to update that mirror. So #2, pretend you're going to use this space now. If you're a gentleman, stand up and look at what's on the wall behind the mirror or above the toilet. What are you looking at? Are you going to look at it and go, they obviously had something here and they haven't filled the paint, or it's cracked and it needs something? Or again, is the picture skew with? It doesn't cost very much to get either the earthquake gum or some wax and put it on the back of pictures. You jiggle them slightly and then they stick and they stay in shape, okay? Think about this. So now sit down on top of the toilet seat. Pull down your pants. What are you looking at? Are you looking at a mirror and now you see everything? Oh, that's not very glamorous. I know, folks, I'm getting detailed here, but I am serious about this. Go through the exercise, stay seated, and then look around. What is at your eye height? Because I can guarantee if you just walk into the bathroom and you look around while you're standing, you're going to get a totally different vision than when you're seated. Again, is something need filling? Is it cracked? Is it dirty? Are your paintings really, really high? Because the bathroom is really a room that you don't want them high, okay? put them down at eye level, or actually maybe even do a grouping so that you fill up the space when someone is at a lower seated height and a standing height, okay? Look at the space. Reach for the toilet paper. Can you reach it? Do you have to twist around and be a human pretzel? Maybe you want to get a toilet paper stand that you can put it on and you have it out. I'm going to recommend this 100% if you have folks in your family or guests with limited mobility. Think about them twisting. How easy is it for them to reach the toilet paper while they're in there? Stay seated. Are you looking at towels hanging? That's a very common line of sight on the opposite wall to the toilet. Are they ugly? Are they tired? Is the rod ugly and tired? It's very easy to either get a can of spray paint. You might need two if you do them all. Get a Rust-Oleum. It works great. And spray all the towel bars and the hooks and the toilet paper holders. Clean them all up. Make them matte black. Something like that. It's a nice statement. You've spent $10, $15, a couple hours of your time in and out while they're drying, and you've given a whole facelift. But now, when somebody is seated at eye level, and that's what they're looking at, it looks good. I suggest towels with patterns in particularly powder rooms, because if someone does come in and their hands are dirty, they're not going to make the towels look bad. And so first of all, they don't feel bad because they made the towel look bad. And the person that coming behind isn't going to go, ooh! Also, less bleaching, less cleaning. I really suggest patterned towels, hand towels in a powder room, a guest room. What else do you see? You're probably not going to actually see the flooring. That is one of the least things looked at in a bathroom, a guest bathroom, but it's super easy to put down an area rug. And before anybody gets horrified and says, oh, I don't do rugs in a bathroom, I do. And I use outdoor rugs. It is so easy to clean them. You can throw them in a shower or a bathtub or put them outside and hose them off, okay? That's not a good reason to not put a floor covering down. It feels nice and it looks good. Okay, so now you're finished using the toilet. So get up. Fix your clothes, get arranged. Oh, was there a mirror that you could maybe see your back if you wanted? Not everybody's going to do that, but what if you are the sort that's having a nice dinner party? You're having friends over that are dressed up. Think about this. They don't want to come out of the bathroom with something cricked or caught at the back. They might want a long mirror to just do a quick check, okay? Think about that. And then turn around and wash your hands. How does the faucet look? Is it easy to use? Think single lever faucets, folks. Again, what if you have guests with limited mobility or arthritis or a broken arm or a sore hand? A single lever is so much easier to use and they are not expensive to buy. If you have the ugly old, I shouldn't even say ugly old, some of them are nice, but you know, the little two-handled one, take it out, take it to the shop with you. Seriously, take it with you to the shop and buy one that goes in as a replacement, and it's just a single lever. It is easy for your guests to use. And even if you're not replacing the faucet, make sure that it's tight, that it doesn't wobble, that the hot and cold water are on the standard accepted types. Nothing is worse than turning on the water and scalding your hands or freezing your hands when you're not expecting it because the hot and the cold are reversed. Look at the sink. Does it have one of those old metal edges around that catches everything? Maybe it's time to update the sink. And yes, folks, you can generally update a sink without having to replace the counter. Again, maybe not take it out, but draw a template, measure it, and take it to a proper plumbing showroom. I'm not saying Home Depot's. I'm nothing against the box store, but the plumbing showrooms will have more options, more availability, and more suggestions. So go to a local plumbing showroom like a Ferguson, Hajoka, or Ensuite and ask for help. A lot of these are styles that still can be replaced, or you can get these really cool, bigger ones that sit right down on that hole that's already been cut in your sink. So think about that. If your sink is just uglied out, maybe it's time to update it. Okay, so now we've thought what it looks around surrounding us. And I'm going to keep saying this, folks. Don't forget, your guest is in there by themselves with no distractions. So look at the art. Seriously, I think maybe this might be the most important art in your home because it sets the tone of the room. So instead of just having something that's left over and you stuck it in there, have it tell a visual story. If you're going to do a gallery wall, maybe frame a whole bunch of photos from your last family trip. It gives them something to look at and think about and gives a talking point when they come out to ask you about it. What is under the sink in your guest bathroom? Okay. First of all, you got 4 years. Absolutely. And I can guarantee every little kid, especially every little girl, has checked under every vanity and sink. Not anybody I know, of course, but yeah, we did. We want to see. It's at our height. So think about safety of what a kid's going to find, but you got adults who are curious. Back to again. It's the only time they're totally alone in your home with the door shut. You're not watching. So what is under your vanity? Make it clean, make it tidy, but maybe also provide some toiletries. Give them a reason to open your cupboard. So I think those are the main things. Use the space as a guest. Think about it. If you're standing in this space with no distractions, you're feeling vulnerable, because that is a scientific fact that the state of when we are using a bathroom, whether it's bodily functions, whether we're not feeling well, whether we're hot flushed, we've gone in there for a few moments of privacy. We want a space that makes us feel good and safe and sheltered, even if it's only for like 2 minutes. So think about that. Walk through your own bathrooms as a guest and spend a few dollars to make them feel comfortable. And maybe you don't even have to spend money. Just rearrange what you already have with another new level of awareness. And if you want a few more ideas, look below. I've linked, I think it's called Bathroom Wow, 21 ways that you can upgrade a bathroom in a few days or a weekend or whatever. And you might get a few more ideas. So I hope this has just sparked a little bit of interest, given you some ideas of what you can do to upgrade really the #1 space that you should be aware of when you have guests in your home. And on that note, happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas, and all the other holidays that are going to come around soon. Bye, folks.